Hey everyone, how you all keeping today? I'm Peter, also known as AP, and we're going to be conducting a very first of a kind video to come onto this channel, Tug of Bricks. Now, as you know, I'm assuming these subjects are quite popular because I do like to see and try new experiments to see if these boats actually float or not. But here in the background, if I just pick this up, we've got 4 contestants. In fact, I'll just tilt the camera upwards slightly. We've got 4 contestants here, and we'll be trying these out to see if these float or not. So the question is, we'll determine what this video will be titled as. It will be called, can these Lego boats float, or will these boats be doomed to sink? So, up is our first contestant. I got this one in a job lot. It's not designed to float as far as I'm aware, but we shall see. And I've just added a random captain figure at the controls. So this is contestant number 1. So let's plonk it in the water and let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Now, in all honesty, I wasn't sure if this one was going to float or not, because it's not designed to float. It doesn't say on the packaging on the actual set, as this has come from a Lego set from 1995. I don't have the details, but the 4x4 and the trailer did not come with it, and it's not complete. This just came in a job lot of random Lego stuff, but we can say for certain that one is a pass. So give that a thumbs up for a successful float on this occasion. So we do know that boat 315 can float somewhat, even though it's not designed for such purposes. Okay, next contestant. Okay, so our next contestant is from 2021, and that is this jet ski. And this was one of the first builds that I actually covered when I launched the channel. It looks kind of sealed and solid on the bottom, but will there be too much weight on the top to allow it to float on the water, or will this one be a fail? So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and the experiment starts now. Wow. Okay, so far so good. In fact, I'm going to tilt the camera forwards just so you can see him a little better. He seems quite content and he seems to be floating okay. The boat's not submerged too badly. There ain't no water inside the hull where he's sitting. So I think we can safely say that this one could be a success. So there we go. So technically I'm going to call this video Floating Lego Boats That Are Not Designed to Float. Or something like that. Okay, that's contestant number 2 all done. So we now move on to contestant number 3. And now we move on to contestant number 3. This one is a police boat from 2012, and the motor does go in and out of the hull, and it looks really, really cool. I actually do have a build of this coming later in the year, but this one is not designed to float. So will this be a success, or will it be a complete failure? In fact, so far we've covered 2 boats that are not designed to float, so we will have to see. So let's pop this one into the water and let's see what happens. Okay, testing. 3, 2, 1. Oh dear. It looks like this one is a complete fail. Poor guy. Unfortunately, that's a no. Nice design of a boat though, but unfortunately, it doesn't float, and in fairness it's not really designed to either. There's too much weight on the top, but nonetheless this is just an experiment to see what boats can actually float, even though they're not designed to do that. And that, my friends, is contestant number 3. So we shall now move on to our final contestant for this experimental video, and it will be called Can These Lego Boats Float Volume 1. And also, please let me know what you think about these videos in the comment section below, as I would be delighted to hear your views on them. And I do plan to do many more volumes of these series with various different boats made by Lego over the past and present, including those that are not designed to float. So anyway, let's move on to the final contestant then, shall we? Okay, it's now time for contestant number 4. Contestant number 4 is a speedboat. It's a racing boat, and this one is not designed to float, as you can see by the underside of the details there. But it's nice to see if these can defy the physics of the non-engineered boats that are designed to float, as this one is not. But it's great to see if these experiments work. So let's get contestant number 4 into the water and let's see what happens. Okay, the test starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's release him and let's see what happens. Okay, let's keep it there just for a few more seconds. Let's just tilt the camera down a bit more so we don't lose him. And he's veering more to the edge of the side of the bowl. So we're just going to give him a little tap, not too hard, because we don't want to let any water ingress enter the hull, as that would probably sabotage the experiment. But just check this out. Absolutely amazing. And it really is nice to see these experiments, as I love to do experiments with these Lego boats, especially these ones that are not designed to float. Now, as far as I can tell, the water is starting to fill up at the front, so I think this one is not going to stay up for long. It is starting to sink, so sadly I'm going to have to intervene and pull him out, because we don't want him to go to the bottom. But nonetheless, it did float for a fair bit before water started to enter the front of the boat. But as you can see there, once I take him out again, he's kind of all right. But anyway, we'll end this video here. As always, I do welcome your comments, your feedback. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this experiment. And that concludes the end of this volume 1 of Can These Lego Boats Float? I'm Peter, also known as AP, and I will see you all again in another upload. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and thank you for watching.